3,
2,
1.
It is time to review Ukraine's countdown. Time O.Torvald. Are you ready?
Let's do this!
To look, time to see, time to fight, time to look into your eyes, time to fight through, time against the light, time will give us a sign, can't make a promise, it's our time to shine.
O.Torvald, the edgy rock band from Ukraine, won Ukraine's national selection, beating some very stiff competition from the gorgeous Tayana, among others, but it was them who won the day with their blood, their gore, their tattoos, and their piercings. They are edgy, they are alternative, they are doing them. Their song, of course, is a call to make the most of your life with the time that you have. On the screen, they had a 3-minute countdown, which is very appropriate, given that Eurovision songs last 3 minutes. There's a really uplifting message delivered in a very rock way. I love that they're doing them. Chris, what do you think of the song?
I actually don't mind the song. I think there is a place for Eurovision for rock songs, and this kind of has that market nailed down this year, it feels like. It's not as, it's not a Lordi. It's not something that's going to set the world on fire and win Eurovision, but it's very late on in the running order. It's very competently performed. At London Eurovision Party, they added that female voice, which I think really complemented it. If that backing singer is with them in Kiev, I think that'll really help. And yeah, it's it's generically good rock. Ukraine, I don't think, want to win again, and that's probably why the field wasn't something that was going to set the world on fire. But it's not a My Lovely Horse. Like, this will be respectable. And yeah, I think that O.Torvald are just they've very well thought everything out. They know what they're doing. They got that staging perfectly for the Ukraine national final. They've said that they might change things, which makes me a little nervous. But I think, generally speaking, this is respectable.
You know what? Staging-wise, Ukraine has never badly staged a song,
never.
And, I don't think they're going to start now. Equally with this, it's very clear they don't want to win again. I don't think it's, there is no, this is not a winning song. It's, it's shades of Eldrine from 2011, the band from Georgia. Yeah. It's a decent mid-table finish. This will do respectably. It has an excellent draw in the grand final, which always helps. And I actually think the post-apocalyptic staging was, the best part. And the countdown was great, because it's either, you're counting down to that whole, sonic boom break down the middle, or if you need to hit the bathroom, you know how long you've got to the next song. And, yeah, it's not, I'm not a rocker, and I'm very open about that with my voice. And this is, it's like you say, it's not a Lordi. I think it will do respectably fine for them. But I would not anticipate higher than mid-table. But for Ukraine, that's a good thing, because you don't want to host back-to-back. Too pricey.
I think mid-table is a good spot to aim for. Personally, I love blood, I love gore, and this is very on trend. The Walking Dead, zombies, Halloween is just a few months away. But musically, it's less on trend. To me, this reminds me of kind of American alt-rock when I was in high school, which is a very long time ago, and it just sounds too familiar in that sense. But I do like the juxtaposition of hardcore sound with very inspirational, kind lyrics. And I've just got to say, the lead singer is hilarious. We interviewed him at the London Eurovision Party, and he's just so funny, so open. He says F-U-C-K to the news. We saw him again at Eurovision in concert. He's a very kind person. Yeah. And you wouldn't necessarily get that when you see the piercings and stuff, but he's celebrating diversity in his own way with his sartorial styling, so I'm sending a shout out to him. The song, I wouldn't download it, but I'm expecting a big performance, a big show on home soil. Pyro, exploding, bats, vampires. They may resurrect Dracula. It's gonna be big, and I can't wait. But I also can't wait for the scores. So, Chris, let's give a score and a prediction.
I am giving O.Torvald a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think that prediction-wise, there's always the dad old rocker kinds who probably will watch it. They're not intending to watch it, but they'll watch it, and they will probably vote for this, I think. So there is definitely a market for it. I still think mid-table is about where it can go. I don't think the juries will necessarily respond to this as well. But I think it'll get a respectable televote, and yeah, it'll do Ukraine proud on home soil. Better than Green Jolly, at least.
We, of course, had to submit our scores on March 27th, but we are filming this video, you know, in mid-April. And at the time we submitted the scores, we had not seen them performing this live. They really convinced me at the London Eurovision party.
Yeah.
They can perform and sell to a crowd, because the Café de Paris stage is not enormous, but they made it feel big.
Yeah.
Their sound was great. And vocally, he was really on point. And as you said, the female vocalist added a lot. All of this to say, I would raise my score if I could, but our accounting firm Ernst & Young have locked us in. So my score at the time was a 4.
Yeah, I'm going to continue that theme. It's a 4 from me as well. I think, you know, technically it ticks all right boxes. I just don't really like rock music. And yeah, I will say about performance, I think we've seen, so like Mika Newton, 2011 Angel.
Yes.
People didn't rate that song, and then they had the Sand Artist, and that was quite
Alyosha.
cool. So,
Amazing.
you know, staging could well elevate this higher, but I think mid-table is reasonable, because the thing is, like, it's not a rock contest. Equally, it's the only one in there.
Yeah.
So
I have to tell you, back in 2011, after that, I talked to a woman who was closely involved with the staging for Angel, and she said, look, the song sounded like something from a bad telenovela, so we wanted to distract from the sound, and so we got the Sand Lady. They're very, very clever. They know how to do this, and it gives me hope, as you've just said.
yeah. And I think live, they'll do well. And also in an arena that's going to be full of Ukrainians, there will be a great atmosphere for that
Yeah.
performance. So, like, it'll be an event.
We are not the only Wiwi jurors around the world. This year there are 38 on our panel, and they too have submitted scores from Australia, Finland, Romania, Ireland, UK, United States, Bulgaria, everywhere.
Yeah.
They are everywhere. And
Ukraine.
oh yes, indeed. And the overall average is 5.22.
That's a little low, I feel. But again, we did obviously have to submit them quite early.
Yeah.
I do suspect that people might have raised that. It's probably, yeah.
I mean, equally, we all said mid-table. And
Yeah.
5.22 is kind of indicative of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angus.
Mr.
Well,
Misery. Yeah.
Yas. That is what we think. What do you think? Is it time for Time to Win Eurovision? Do you think this will come mid-table? Will Ukraine be hosting back-to-back? You can let us know here on Wiwi Blogs.
And make sure to comment whether this is your perfect countdown or whether it is the final countdown to disaster.
And make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
And we'll see you later.
Bye!